and that was a failure for me and Nicole. Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy of the Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we're looking at another escape room in a box game. Today we're looking at Deckscape, Test Time. Of course, if you're following the channel, you'll know that I love logic puzzles, and I love the X of the Game series, and I enjoy the Unlock series. Out of the, those two, X of the Game would be my number one, with Unlock being underneath it. Then I see these, Deckscape, Test Time. This is like, I think, the first one in the series from a few years back. And so I saw this and I was quite intrigued because, I like these logic puzzles. So I'm going to talk about this one and show you just my final forecast, because the radar overview, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's just a deck of cards. And if I start showing you these cards, it's going to just ruin the experience for you. So final forecast for this one. When I went into this one, it says 60 minutes on the box. And that was a failure for me and Nicole because we didn't finish it in 60 minutes. Once again, it was probably around the 90-minute mark, and we didn't do top notch. This one had a lot of logic puzzles, and I really enjoyed that. There were a couple puzzles that I was like, meh, I don't know if I would have got that. And we got some X's. And I like kind of how this system works, because you have a puzzle and you flip over the puzzle to reveal the answer, but you can only do that when you figured out how to do it. What do I mean by that? Well, in the X of the Game system, they have a decoder wheel, and you're trying to figure out those puzzles. So you're putting in like 3-digit combinations or a color combination or whatever, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. You don't really have a penalty for that. The Unlock has a similar situation or a similar system, but you're punching in codes, and if you're wrong, you lose time. This one, if you're wrong, you get an X, and at the end, you count up all your X's, and depending on how long it took you and how many X's you had, that'll be your final score. So I like that. So you can't really just, it's got to be this, a stab in the dark, this is the answer because, well, I don't really know why it is, but I'm going to guess it anyways. You can't do that in this because you're going to get X's, and then you won't score very well. So I like that one about this. And I have to say, even this one, the theme is kind of cool. You're in a classroom, and your teacher, Dr. Time, I think his name is, something happens to him, and you got to figure out what happened to him. And well, time travel, it's kind of obvious that there's a little bit of time travel in it. And I like this one, the ending specifically, because it kind of had a choose your own adventure. I'm going to try to be as vague as possible so I don't spoil anything, but it was kind of like, which path do you take, and kind of why. And then, you have a few different options, and you kind of have to have the logic behind it, or like, okay, this option because this and this and that, but that option would make sense. I know, I like that. The puzzles in here were pretty cool. There's nothing except, you don't need any outside information. You just look at these and you figure them out. A few of the times, I looked and I was like, okay, that's it. And I jumped to a conclusion, and I was wrong. And if I would have studied the card a little bit more in-depthly, I would have figured out the answer. So I don't know. Nicole and I, we enjoyed this one. Again, we didn't fare too well. I kind of just scrap the timing on all these puzzle games because I find the satisfaction of figuring them out more than the fastest possible. So I don't know. I really enjoyed this one. 75% Chance of Meeples. That's what I'm going to give Deckscape Test Time. 75% Chance of Meeples. My name is Brent. Check us out on Facebook, Cloudy with the Chance of Meeples. Remember, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.